welcome back to a bonus episode of the Life with Loverly podcast. We kind of left y'all hanging last time.
We really did. We had some really great, exciting news that Brittany wants to share with you guys. And we knew a specific group would want to hear about this. So,
Totally.
mhm.
So I guess kind of last year we teased that there might be some like coaching, mentoring type of opportunities coming up. And I am excited to say that in the spring, we will be launching a mentorship program,
Yes.
which I feel like this has been on my heart literally since like 2017.
It really has. I can see it. I could see it in every time we went on a trip and there were other influencers in the industry like around. People would flock to you and it just came so naturally to like offer up advice and stuff. But
Yeah. I think too of just like times like I guess let's talk maybe a little bit about like the why behind this.
you're going to have to rewind to the beginning in this,
I
you know?
So when I started in 2016, it was very much like figure it out yourself. Nobody really knew what they were doing. It's the wild, wild west. It still feels like that sometimes. I remember looking on Pinterest and just being like, how to start a blog, like what to talk about, what to post on Instagram, and I had this passion and I had this desire to share something, but it was like almost like, how do I share with people? Like that middle bridge of like my passion and getting it into like the hands of others. How do I do that? And that is what I wasn't really sure of. And it took a lot of time to figure that out and trial and error, so much trial and error. We still have
To
lots
this
of
day.
trial and error. But just like figuring out how to do it. And I remember I would like message some people that I like looked up to or that had been doing this before me. And I was kind of like, you know what? Like I didn't ever want anybody to just like give me all the answers. It was more like, is there a guide? Is there somebody that could just be like, hey, here's some ideas, like plug in what you're passionate about here, here, and here, and you should get this result. And I found this course probably, I guess it was in 2016, in the summer of 2016. And I kind of took this girl's course, which I don't think she offers it anymore, and that really like helped just give me a push in the right direction. I was like, okay, this feels legit. This feels like a good place to start. And I just was like, if only I could offer that to others. I am extremely fortunate with like my success in this industry. It is not lost on me that like I have put in tons of hard work to
Yes.
get to the place that I'm at. And I also think like I sometimes am willing to put in even more work than is what is really even necessary.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about being an influencer and sharing things that you're passionate about on the internet is you can do whatever amount of that you want. I am somebody who loves to do the most,
Right.
but that's not a requirement to be successful in this role and in this job. And so for so many years, I've been like, I would love to share some of my insights with people. I feel like I have the background to prove that I'm successful. Like it is clear, I'm a trustworthy resource. And so we've had some opportunities, just speaking engagements, and I kind of offered up a little mini mentorship program last year that we had just kind of asked people to apply if they would want to talk. And we chatted for an hour with everybody, and it was so fulfilling and like life-giving to me. And I was like, I really think this could be something.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're going to make it something.
I think that it's so important to remind people that what they see, obviously, we always talk about this. I mean, Instagram is a highlight reel, right?
Totally.
It takes so much to go into a business, and
Yeah.
the amount of work that you had already had to put in by the time I even came on board was just it's insane. This
Yeah,
business is what you put into it.
for sure.
And I I think that it's really cool to be able to speak to all of the success that you've had, but also, I mean, we've had some flops too.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that as much as it might suck in the moment, it's been so, I think, telling, number one, who you are in
Right.
the industry, that you were able to kind of like get over the hump. But we have so much that we've learned from it.
Yeah,
And that's what you have to offer: the successes, the opportunities, the struggles, anything that it's taken to get here.
absolutely. I mean, it just things that I almost think people wanna talk about when at conferences or on brand trips, when we start talking, the things that people are actually asking me, I'm like, "Wait, okay, you're not doing XYZ, you're not doing this." And it's because we're all just like doing the best we can, you know? And so it's like just having somebody to bounce ideas off of is regardless of if you are listening to this and if you are an influencer and you're wanting to, this is like interesting to you, regardless of if you ever sign up for what I am talking about, I highly encourage you to get some friends in the industry that you can like bounce ideas off of, because that was one of the like most important things that I learned early on. And I'm actually having one of my first like influencer friends that we always bounced ideas off of each other. She's going to be on the podcast later this season. So you guys will be able to hear some of those like early conversations from us. But I was talking to a friend over the weekend who just got accepted into LTK.
Okay.
And so she's kind of like dipping her foot in the wanting to share links, like having an interest in fashion, having an interest in like beauty and healthcare. And she she posted a link on her story and it like went to her LTK, and I texted her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like yay, LTK. Like I know you have like been this has been like a goal of yours." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, but it's so hard." She was like, "I People do not understand how much goes behind the scene of just making like one post shoppable. Like even now that I have like the back end tools to doing it, I am even just so overwhelmed." And, I was just
You're
trying
like,
to
yep.
I know, I was like, only if everybody knew, like
Yeah.
truly. And I just tried to encourage her that like, listen, like anybody, if this is what you're passionate about, like you just figure it out, you make it work. And like that's the beauty of being a business owner and an entrepreneur and having a passion and a fire to do something.
Hmm.
And where I come in is like, let me use everything that I have learned and, processes that I have put in place within my business to help other people grow and make their businesses better.
Yeah, exactly. This is, I think, a really great experience for people who are starting out
Yeah,
and or need to scale up
totally.
or just feel
Mhm.
stuck in what they're currently doing right now. The thing that I absolutely love about you and what you've done with Loverly Gray is that it's not just you, you're not an influencer, you're not a blogger, like it's a brand.
Totally.
It's become a brand. You've niched down, you have hunkered down, and you've stayed in your lane.
Yeah,
And not only do you have one brand, you have three brands now.
right.
So I think that just, again, it goes with the experience that you bring to the table,
Mhm.
the team that you have, behind you. I think we counted, it was like over 55 years of professional
Yeah.
experience that,
Yeah,
yeah,
behind the scenes,
yeah.
like making everything happen. Um, I think what's really exciting too is that these conversations will be tailored to the individual. So, like Nichelle said, whether you're just starting out, you've been doing this for 5 years, you are at a point where you need to hire a team member, you're at a point where you want to talk about like a higher level collaboration, we will tailor the program to your needs, which is very exciting. And because of all this expertise that we have behind the scenes and across the board of, other employees who work here, we will be able to be experts in our field on sharing that information. It's going to be
Yes.
really exciting. I love helping people. I love teaching. It's so funny. I feel like I get sometimes like in rooms with other creators and sometimes some who are like just starting out, and I almost get like backed in a corner, and I
Yes.
love it. I'm like,
Yes.
"Let's like, what questions do you have?" And it's like,
Yes.
"Let's just keep this going?" I mean, I went to an Amazon conference last year, and I felt like it was almost like, it was just so great to be like, people be like, "Well, what are you doing for taxes?" Or like, "Do you have a business
Right.
lawyer?" Or, "How do you do, like, bonuses for your employees?" Or, just all the things
I
that it's
remember
like,
you
"Who do
sa
I ask?"
exactly. I remember you saying, "I need more than me here at one of these events,"
Yeah.
because, like, the amount of information people were just, like, seeking once they found
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Which I'm always happy to share. And
absolutely.
this will just make it a little bit easier to do that and super specific to the person who is wanting that. I think it's going to be an amazing way to level up your business. I have absolutely loved the conversations I've had with people that we spoke with last year, and I've loved following along to see like where they currently are and the advice that we gave them, like what things they did to implement
Agree,
change and growth, and that's been really beautiful to see. So you know, I'm excited to just like continue cheering people on.
agree. I agree. So, there is so much more to come.
Yes.
We are working behind the scenes to get all of this going for you guys. We are looking at mid-spring.
Yes.
For a
It's so
great
crazy.
yeah, for a great launch, and what we want you to do is follow along on Life with Loverly Instagram because that's where you're gonna find everything you need to know for next steps.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. More to come, more meat behind this. We're going to drop some teasers on Life with
Yes.
Loverly. So make sure you head there. But we wanted to just drop this fun little bonus, and
Yes.
I cannot wait to share more.